get there. There's a huge gap here, which means that it's not never put a support, so it doesn't shake. Earlier on it was shaking, but it still fundamentally doesn't fix the issue of it being curved.
Anime Festival AFA Creators Super Fest, I know it's a mouthful, so normally I would call it AFA CSF for short, took place this year in 2025 on the 2nd and 3rd of August. This marks the 3rd AFA CSF and incidentally my 3rd time tabling at this event. So I'm pretty much 3 for 3 on my attendance score. The last 2 AFA CSF wasn't exactly something I would label as great, but will the 3rd time be the charm? Let's find out. I do have to apologize for the shaky camera footage and poor sound recording, as I have forgotten to bring both my gimbal and microphone. But without further ado, let's jump straight to setup day.
The day before AFA CSF 2025, I'm walking over to my booth to do some setup before the event starts tomorrow. My table is at P4. Easy for me to remember because Persona 4. Persona 4 Revival. Here. P4. And when I have it up, people you can get there. There's a huge gap here, which means that it's not never. So very likely the table itself is warped, curved. So try to fix this. Still think it's stable, so I wanted to turn the tabletop over. So what? It seems that not possible unless I forcefully remove the tapering here. The table itself is quite levered. I already put a support, so it doesn't shake. Earlier on it was shaking, but it still fundamentally doesn't fix the issue of it being curved. So it's quite problematic. Yeah, I tried to stabilize the whole platform, but I'm a bit worried because it's floating. The middle part is floating. We need to add weights so that it doesn't topple. So this time around at AFA CSF, this is the 3rd CSF. It's also the 3rd time I am tabling at this event. The difference is that the 2 years ago, or the last 2 years, they were at the Singapore Expo. So this time around they changed over to the Suntec Convention Hall, which is a more familiar site. I think because there were a lot of people that say that okay, Expo is a bit too far for them, even though Singapore is quite tiny, right? But the Expo, in the defense, is that it's all the way to the east side of the country, whereas Suntec is much more convenient, it's accessible because it's at the central area. In this case, right, it's also the first time, even though I have been tabling for the past 3 years, including this year, it's the first time I am finally able to get a basic table. The last 2 years, I have talked about it on my vlog. I had a lot to say, not very pleasant things to say lah. I was not able to get the basic even though I applied for it. Instead, they requested that I top up to the premium table. And I wanted to know, I'm curious to find out, does it impact the sales? Because if you think about it, the premium, I have gotten quite decent sales for CSF. It might be the effect of a premium booth because it's much more visible. Maybe it's a better location when they do the floor plan. So which is why I want to compare where does it make a difference. And also you have to remember the factor that they have here in Suntec. Will it be better compared to the last 2 years? Last week they had the Hoyo Fest, which was also at Suntec, so will it affect the sales as well? We shall see. The next 2 days, tomorrow and Sunday, it will start at 10 AM and it will end at 7 PM. I have not finished the setting up. Most of my stock is still at home. That's the convenience of being a local here. I don't have to rush everything on the same day today. So yeah, I will come tomorrow earlier at 8:30 and then I will finish the setting up before the opening at 10 AM. AFA CSF 2025 will start tomorrow.
What you're about to hear is a taste of the unfiltered noise volume from the area closest to the performance stage. It is very loud, so for headphone users especially, lower the volume right now. You have been warned, now enjoy the suffering.
It can get very loud. This is the, yeah, it's really very loud. I can't even hear myself. Right? He's still setting up, so I shall not disturb him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All the best. So this is the day one. It's close to 9 a.m. now. Because the Singapore NDP National Day is coming up, I think it's next week, right? Little bit of a crowd. But anyway, there is also a queue forming at for AFA. 1 hour to go before the doors open. So it's really quite problematic. It's not holding up because the situation is quite bad with the table. It's caved in. So these things will continue to pop up. They're unable to support the gravity because both sides are pushing inwards here. So I'm quite afraid that it would not hold till the end of the day. I may have to take this down or maybe cable tie, but I don't think it really fixed the issue. So I might have to rearrange the way I set this up. It's a pain in the ass. So I end up resorting to using cable tie. Hopefully it will hold up. But yeah, quick fix. So I was working on this last night. I have the stickers here in a card folder, but then I make this DIY, this kind of a tab, so you can pull it out and then the customers can just grab it on their own. Because if you just have that slotted in, it's a bit difficult because the pocket is quite deep, right? So I have this as that's kind of like a drawer. I think it's a decent idea. Seems to be working. Self-service, and then the pins, because I realized that I have too many pins of designs. So instead of having them display everything, I have them in a folder. It's still a work in progress where I need to make sure that they are more visible. Of course, it's still better to have them displayed all at once, but then it's a space constraint, right? Kind of have to make do, like, especially when I want to expand my selection. Standard, the cross frame the table, very typical. Can't really see, but then my luggage is sitting on top of the frame, and the back 1.2 meter table. The good thing is that there is a lot of space at the back, so people have been putting luggages right behind them. And for now it's 1:30. We are kind of like the halfway mark. Ends at 7. So far, I feel that there isn't really that many people, but it's still too early for me to compare to last year's expo. So Kogi gave me we trade. If I trade with Public Gold, then she gave me this card.
Beautiful. Oh, shiny. Oh, wait, I focus on that. Yeah, get that shiny. Nice.
Thank you, Polly. Yeah, so it's a 7. A1 has N. Not bad. There's a lot of in between where there was no business, so it can get a little bit boring at times. But I think today was quite fruitful, so we shall see. Hopefully tomorrow we'll keep up as well. But yeah, okay, see ya tomorrow. So today is day 2. I am here at 10:30. I came around 10 minutes ago. I just opened. The event officially starts at 10 a.m. But day 2, yeah, I woke up a little late. Actually, no, I was playing Uma Musume earlier. But anyway, the crowd situation isn't that packed. I mean, this is what it looks like at the moment, which is expected for day 2. Sunday, Singapore tend to have the traffic won't pick up until later in the afternoon after lunch. So it's quite chill. But yeah. Yeah, so walking around is 11. Right now the time is, wait, what's the time now? 11:34. So didn't get a chance to really take a look yesterday. So as get nearer to the stage where the premium booth are here, the one with the walls, it gets really loud here because of the stage. I think that's not a very good thing for Suntec compared to Expo. Singapore Expo, they have more space, so you don't have that kind of issue last year, at least not that I remember. Okay, yeah. This timing now, yeah, it's still, as you can see, not a lot of people. Yeah.
Eric, come.
No, I'm not available. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, hello. It's like very loud here. Okay. Were you here last year? I mean Expo. Yeah, then I think because Expo was larger, so I don't remember they had this issue where the booth are very near to the stage.
Last year they had a curtain separating the stage. But there was some artists or place very near the curtains, they can see them.
Okay.
I think the curtain system is
But last year were you at the basic or the premium? The one, the wall or basic? Now it flipped. Because last year I had the wall. Then do you think it's a better choice? Yeah. Was it a better choice to have the more space or because the table is the same size actually, right? Yeah.
It's a bit more privacy lah. If you want to sit on the floor, if you're not disturbed.
Oh, you can lie, can sleep here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care to sleep in other rooms.
Not always you have a wall to paste your prints. I don't remember you had prints.
I made this because back then my kitchen is out of stock. And I wanted to have something to sell.
So the stage is here, then there's the official AFA store over there. Quite a few people told me that CSF this year felt more closer as a condensed version of the main AFA. Then this time around they also have the cosplayer side is separated. So yeah, there's clear segregation, which I think is a good thing. So the queues, they won't overlap, interfering with blocking the artist side. Hello. Basic P4.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a good thing. Yeah, near the entrance. Yeah, good thing because last 2 years I have always been the premium, the wall for CSF. Then I always wanted the basic. I couldn't get in, so I had to only get the premium because they were left over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I definitely prefer the basic because it's cheaper. It's a lot. The price difference.
I can't remember how much.
It's I think about $200 difference. Yeah, so yeah lah. Then the sales wise, so far day one, yesterday and compared to last year day one was the same for me. Yeah, so I guess the basic and premium didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, maybe because this time around there are basics near the entrance. Last year it's not the case. Last year premium was near the entrance. Yeah. Yeah. So and then for me it's like they can't really hear because it's very noisy.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think yesterday was one part was quite loud.
Yeah. So, but how was the experience yesterday?
It's okay because I think last year I had a very weird last year I was like.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I was like.
It's the one they had a special.
Yeah. The computers area like.
Yeah, they make a special lane for you.
Yeah. So the view is like back.
I remember. Yeah.
one.
Okay,
At least not so boring, I guess, my view.
Then you can chill here. Then you can even put this here.
I didn't know what to put on the film. The one I don't know, so funny, it's cosplay.
Okay, then you just lost and found it.
Yeah.
Normally, if not for this one, where would you even use it?
I don't know whether I can cover the number.
You can always use this one, the same thing as what you did.
Yeah, that's why I would prefer. I feel like it's drop.
Okay. What does it look like? Okay.
So even have like a little bracelet around the bottle. And the blue color. It's like very nice. It has jasmine, mint, geranium, melon, sandalwood, nectar, and grapefruit. Quite interesting scent.
Which booth was it? The name?
Sadtabs.
Sadtabs. I recognize the name, but I didn't know it's from them. Yeah, they are.
It's the new product for this.
Okay. Wait, so the ring is from them?
Oh yes, the ring is from them also. So you have to buy like 2 bottles of perfume or 2 nails, either or. Then
Okay. Interesting. Okay, as Len is letting me take a freebie. All look good, but I like this color. What is this?
Melon soda.
Melon soda. Okay,
He's
yeah.
like cooling inside the glass.
Okay, yeah, it's as cool as me.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so at the end of the event, nearing the end already, how was AFA CSF 2025?
Generally, it's not bad. I would say it's much better than other events, but last year's AFA Creators Fest I feel like it's a bit better for us specifically, because one thing is I heard that NDP affected the crowd. Another thing is the guests they invited definitely affected for us, like people focus group.
Yeah.
Brought in
Yes.
a lot of people.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Lotus Juice is the only one I really heard of.
Same.
So I know like a couple of people who are not really interested in coming over because nothing much going on other than Artist Alley. Even Artist Alley, there aren't any like big names that the actual AFA, the big AFA has. The ones who actually come to our booth and buy our things are the people who always show up at whatever convention there is.
Yes.
So that's why like thanks to them like, at least can cover booth price, can make some money that I think, but don't have like any unique visitors that I would have gotten if compared to last year's.
I see. It's the same for me also.
Yeah, I think it's the same for like, even though like this year is interestingly is we have a row of like,
Yes, correct. Okay, thank you. So it's almost 7. I will just time to tear down. So yeah, final look. Hey, thank you AFA CSF 2025. Yes. Okay, bye bye.
Welcome to my post-event segment. I am Clement, you can also call me Kueh Merlion, and this is the point of video where I lay down my observation and at the same time crunch those convention numbers. It has been 2 whole months after AFA CSF 2025 had ended. I am still trying to clear my backlog of videos, and well, it has been a very busy period of time for me. I have a new part-time job as well, so do bear with me as I try to get more vlogs uploaded in the next months to come. So, Anime Festival Asia Creators Super Fest, or AFA CSF for short. What can I say? This year was my 3rd time tabling at this event. for 3 years straight. I didn't really have a very positive experience with the first 2 AFA CSF, so why would I want to return again? Simply put, I am a man with a mission, and I really wanted to land myself that sweet basic booth at AFA CSF. And you know what? Finally, I got my wish granted on my 3rd attempt. So guys, don't give up. On the other hand, had the organizer allocated me the premium booth again, I would have definitely declined that offer without hesitation. You can fool me once or even twice, but definitely not the 3rd time. The event relocation from the Singapore Expo to the Suntec Convention Centre also intrigued me, so I wanted to experience this myself and get a direct comparison of the sales and traffic between Suntec and Expo to finally get my personal confirmation of debunking the popular belief that Suntec always wins. Spoiler, that's not the case. Before I touch on my sales numbers, I would like to take some time to talk about the brand AFA and what it meant to me as an artist trying to break into the local boothing scene during the last 10 years. Anime Festival Asia was inaugurated in 2008, and over the last 2 decades, they have successfully established themselves as a very renowned anime convention in Singapore, with its reputation reaching across the Southeast Asian region as well. The event would consistently invite big name guests and celebrities from the Japanese anime industry, and the star-studded list would help cement the event place as the epitome of anime convention in the hearts of many Singaporean anime fans, myself included. This reputation would also extend to the ACG convention scene. Compared to the multitude of choices in Singapore now, just 10 years ago, even having 5 different artist alley to apply to in the same year was already a luxury. With how limited and scarce the boothing options were back then, for an event as prestigious as AFA, it's natural to assume that only a handful of artists would make the cut to be part of AFA Artist Alley, or Creators Hub as it is named. Only the best artists who sign up would be picked for AFA, and if you make it in, you can truly be considered the creme de la creme among convention artists. At least that was what I believed for many years. I have tried to apply for AFA myself, and even this year I still gave it a shot. Unfortunately, tabling at AFA Creators Hub is still a pipe dream for me. The closest I've gotten to be part of Creators Hub was helping out my friends Means at her booth as an assistant. You can imagine how excited I was when in 2023, the organizer Sozo announced they would have an offshoot event called AFA Creators Super Fest, with its main goal being to accommodate as many creators and artists who would otherwise not have the chance to be part of the main AFA event. While I didn't get shortlisted for the basic booth at the first AFA CSF, I was willing to upgrade to the premium booth. Anything to get myself into AFA at long last, and the rest was history. Now that you have heard the context as to why I hold AFA in such a high esteem, allow me to share a simple thing that I learned from tabling at CSF the last 3 years. AFA CSF does not equate to the main AFA SG. Repeat that in your head. The brand of AFA and its popularity does not carry over to Creators Super Fest, despite sharing the same parent name. Once you understand and accept this, you can then temper your expectation to not be disappointed when CSF does not match the same level of traffic that the main AFA would generally garner. Looking back, I made that thumbnail about how I wasn't good enough for my first CSF, and that partly had to do with me setting unrealistic expectations of what I wanted from the main AFA. CSF is not the same, and 3 events later, I don't think it's ever going to set itself to be that of the same quality to that of the main AFA event. Creators Super Fest is, after all, an event that lesser known creators like myself can still vie for a booth place under the same event branding. Naturally, an event with lesser big names is going to command less expectation and in turn less interest and traffic, and that ultimately is how I would describe AFA CSF, or to be blunt, a watered down version of AFA SG. Okay, so Creators Super Fest is its own thing, and we shouldn't compare it to the likes of the main AFA event. But stop beating around the bush. How well or poorly did I perform at this year's AFA CSF? Well, here are the numbers. My total sales collected was $895. Day 1 alone made up almost 3/4 of my total sales. Basic table rental this year was $400 for 2 days, with an additional $53.44 tax charge. This was still a lot cheaper than the premium booth rental at $650 excluding the 9% tax and 4% transfer fee. What actually surprised me was how my sales remained pretty consistent across the 3 CSF, which may imply that there was minimal effect from being at Singapore Expo or Suntec Convention. AFA CSF table rental have been increasing every single year, and if I had to pay for the premium booth this year, I would be left with barely any profits, if any. Many other creators have privately shared with me that they had trouble breaking even, and with such high rental fee, it really comes as no surprise to anyone that this is not an event for newcomers. I especially do not recommend this event to overseas artists, as the lack of footfall will not make it a worthwhile trip if you are expecting to cover all expenses, including travel and accommodation. I am fortunate that I did not apply for the premium booth this year. Most of the premium booths were affected by the insanely loud stage performances that happened throughout the entirety of the event. The noise level was so uncomfortable that many customers couldn't browse in peace, which resulted in the loss of sales. Somehow it felt like the premium booth is constantly getting the short end of the stick at AFA CSF, despite having to pay so much more for their table. I did have my own issue with the crooked table, but it was really just me being that unlucky. Oh, and why didn't I get the 1.8 meter table that the basic booth enjoyed last year? Huh? AFA CSF, can you explain why? Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, why? It didn't help that AFA CSF was a ticketed event. To be fair, ticket prices were not that expensive, but with so many free events happening in Singapore this year, anyone would be hard pressed to pay to enter if the guest list didn't already interest them. Add to the fact that Hoyo Fest Singapore happened on the previous weekend, so most Hoyoverse fans would have likely skipped on this AFA CSF. I wasn't affected, but I imagine that some artists were by the clashes of event dates. That pretty much sums up all I have to say for what is most likely to be my last AFA CSF boothing experience. Unless something changed drastically, I don't think I have any incentive to return. After all, I have gotten what I set out for, which was the basic booth. Call me simple, but my wish has finally been granted. And ultimately, after having tabled at so many other events, both locally and internationally, I have come to recognize that my own worth as an artist does not need to be measured with being accepted by an event. AFA, it has been a long journey, but I have found my peace and I'm now ready to move on to my own stage. One whole month of contemplating on whether should I buy the ticket for Isekaijoucho. I am right now making the purchase. It's not cheap at all, but as a fan, I really thought about it. I slept through 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I lost count, and now I decided, okay, I need to support my Oshi. So it's AFA, it's expensive, right? But here we go. I'm just going to buy the ticket right now. Damn it. Damn it, it's expensive. Think everything is still available is very unfortunate. Usually if it's a very popular artist, you can it will be sold out immediately, right? But it's sad that after one whole entire month, every category is still available. I'm going to get the second one, Cat 2, because look at this, the price is so expensive. 178. Man, this sucks so much. I'm going to get Cat 2 because you get a chance to get a lottery to maybe get an autograph. I just gonna try my luck. The final total is $183. Freaking expensive, but JoJo-chan, you know, hear her voice and everything like that. She got me. She really got me. Got me so good. I folded. I have to make the purchase. I thought I could resist, but no, man. She's going to sing maybe 3 songs at most, 3 to 4 songs for 183 Singapore dollars. I really don't think it's worth the price. But coming to Singapore, I got to show my support. JoJo-chan, AFA, this time round, you win.
異世界情緒でした。シンガポールでまた会おうね。See you soon!